going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check. This is your TNA Sacrifice 2026 preview. That is indeed Jake fucking DeMarco. And I want to start off with a little bit of an announcement slash celebration slash thank you, everybody. Yes, we finally hit the magical 1500 on the channel. Very, very cool. Nice, small, simple goals for myself, and maybe even made it to 1501 this morning, which is very, very, very cool. Bam. So quick thank you not only to my co-host, obviously. Thank you to everybody over on Jake's community, everybody over at the Wrestling for Life community that have been helping me along. We've had GUAPO back. We're going to try and get GUAPO back again. All the other people that have sort of done bits and bobs and shares and retweets and likes and loves and comments and joining us in the chat and all that kind of stuff. It's just very cool. I'm tired today, so I'm not as celebratory as I probably should sound, but it's just really cool. And I was sitting at that like 1497 for like 3 painful weeks because YouTube likes to do what it be sometimes. With that in mind, we're going to try something new with the previews, and I didn't tell Jake about this, so he can participate as well. Why is my phone doing that? Why is that a thing? For the previews, for the foreseeable future, because I want to talk to the people in the chat. Hello to the people in the chat that are watching us live right now, but I want to engage the people that don't necessarily have the chance to join us live. So I'm putting a little contest together. Very simple. There's no prizes because I'm broke as fuck. You get a shout out next time we do a pod. That's how that's going to work. Whatever matches we preview on the card, meaning if more matches are announced after we do the pod, they will not be included in this. Give us a prediction, just a winner, not a winner, loser. Is it going to be a tie? Is it going to be a disqualification? Whatever. Give me a winner for each match we talk about, and one additional prediction that could be anything. It could be something as simple as, I think it's going to rain that day. It could be something as in detail as, I think Jericho's going to return and attack so-and-so, or I think CM Punk is going to show up at TNA tonight. So give us give us a prediction for every match that we talk about in the pod, and one additional prediction of your choice. If anybody is completely correct, you win and you get a shout out on the next pod, because that's really all I can provide right now. It is open to co-hosts. So Jake, obviously it's open to you. Here's the kicker. I want to include people that are not able to listen to this live. So if you're listening to this live and you're in the chat right now and you're talking to me in the chat right now, the prediction portion, this new thing that I'm trying to do, I'll come up with a cheesy name for it eventually, has to be in the comment section. Because if it's in the chat, I'm going to lose it and it's going to go all helter-skelter and I'm not going to be able to find you. And then you'll be the one that wins, and then you'll come and yell at me, and we'll all be IWC friends. But all the matches we talk about, put a prediction in the comment section down below, even if you're watching live right now, and one additional non-match related prediction of your choice, a thing that's going to happen. Contest is out now. Contest will be for anything we preview in the future. Obviously, this doesn't go for like episodes of the State of Wrestling, because that's not previewing anything, but it's open to Jake. It's open to GUAPO, who we hope to get back for Stand and Deliver. Oi, oi, oi. It's obviously open to everybody out in the other communities. If you're in Jake's community, if you're in the Wrestling for Life community, I don't know, whatever else. If there's anybody here that watches me and watches What Culture, God bless you. My relationship with those guys is not great these days. It could be fun. It could be nothing. It could fall on its face. If it falls on its face, I won't do it anymore. But wanted to do something, wanted to throw something else new into the mix after hitting 1500, and say thank you to all you guys and find another way for you guys to participate. So that's that. I've rambled quite long enough, so I guess I'll have to say it again. And that's Jake fucking DeMarco. What's going on, buddy?
Congratulations, my friend, on hitting this great milestone. Fucking pumped for you. You certainly deserve it, you sexy son of a bitch.
Thank you.
Could not be more excited. Love the idea. Let's get some more participation on the way. Let's get everybody
I know you're going to turn
involved.
down like an asshole and be all like humble as shit. You're a big part of it, buddy. So I appreciate you.
Well, so are you, my friend, and I appreciate you just as
Guapo's
much.
out there. GUAPO, we love you, buddy. Come to one of the English pay-per-views now. I'm
Come back.
Asshole. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But we got
We need you.
a lot this week. We got Sacrifice that we're going to talk about tonight. All things being equal, we should be popping out a bonus episode of the State of Wrestling tomorrow, and sometime over the weekend we will be also previewing NXT at MSG. So lots to talk about. Sacrifice. Haven't talked about TNA in a while. It's a Friday show. All the typical caveats go with it being a Friday show. It's their version of a B show. Not all of it is super integral. Some of it's just sort of kind of this is what we're doing this week, but it's some of the better this is just what we're doing this week stuff we've gotten in a long time. And obviously there's one tie-in to NXT that we will talk about when we get to it. I haven't asked you in a while. Overall thoughts. What are your thoughts on what's going on in TNA right now?
I'm not loving it. I'm not hating it. I'm having fun with AAA. WWE is hit or miss in some things, but um more often than not, I'm still enjoying myself a great deal. NXT has been very entertaining, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I've genuinely enjoyed myself there. Is it perfect? No, but it's fun and doesn't make me stare at the clock the entire time.
Oh, exactly.
AEW takes me out of it. So, but TNA has done the same, and it's been frustrating on a different level. It's been more the like, just why? Why are you choosing to go with this? What are you doing here? Why this doesn't make a great deal of sense? Like some things are good,
Yep.
but nothing's outrageously great right now. And they had so much momentum,
Talent. Yeah.
talent,
Talent. Yeah.
all of it. They have
I just
had from the
not
rafters people swinging to see the show, and then like nothing.
yeah.
People are barely talking about it, I feel like. And I know they took that break. Unfortunately, that didn't help. And then all the stuff with Santana being champ, not champ, and
Yeah.
Kazarian, and people were upset with that. But it's deeper than that. You know, it's the old TNA effect that they get this TV show, and that opening was rather abysmal. Unfortunately, it was not, it got better as
It
the
seems
weeks
to
went
be a
on,
pattern.
but
I have to give credit to Ringsider Anthony, who's part of the Wrestling for Life crew, but he does a lot of their TNA specific conversation. He pointed out like when they do like a live show and then a couple of tapings, it's the live show that's lame and the ones that are taped like in the forthcoming weeks end up being better. I don't know if that's from an editing. I don't know that I necessarily agree because like if you look at them like 2-3 years ago, like everything kind of felt like, are you really doing this or did you just throw something out there? It feels like they're doing stuff. Not everything hits. Everything's a lull TNA, but everything they're doing, regardless of whether it works or not, feels like there's a lot more intent behind it. Now that's momentum. That's obviously the enthusiasm from them getting bigger houses. That's the enthusiasm of like being on a bigger platform with AMC and AMC Plus and TNA Plus and like all the cross platforming that they're doing. So no, not everything is perfect. Yes, there's still some lull TNA moments, but it feels like whether they're succeeding, whether they're failing, they're doing it with intent. Whereas
they're trying to
before,
get back to what they were, and you
yes.
can see that there's effort there. It's just that they lost out for a while on
Oh yeah.
a
But like there
lot,
was a
and it's
lull
hard to give
there.
them that grace period when they were at their hottest.
There was a time where they knew they were the punchline. And I don't think it was fair because I think they've survived somehow or other. Like people have said this in a negative way, like, you know, TNA is kind of the cockroach of wrestling. But like if you think about what that actually means, it's not like it's something to be respected depending on what type of
Yeah,
conversation you're having.
you
But
should
I
be
think there was
gone. You should have been extinct at
yes,
this point, and you're
there was a
still
time,
here.
and I want to say obviously like before COVID, but especially during COVID when there was no crowd, even when they had like little tiny crowds of like 1 or 2 rows, and they kind of knew they were the punchline. It was every show opened up and it's just okay, here's some stuff. Now they've put a show together. I think the show looks better. Like they made minor like aesthetic changes when they moved to AMC. They have like something as simple as like the light up ramp. I don't love it, but like they've put more into it. And the people that are out there, if whether or not I like what they're doing, they are at least putting it out there with some enthusiasm and some force. It's like, do you care? Do you not care? Okay, you care. That's a step. now do I care about what you care about? Like, it's
Yeah.
a small
That's a
small
great,
step.
great comment. I don't want to overstep that. Do I care about what you care about? And that's an amazing line right there. Sorry, I just had to really enunciate that
But
and emphasize it.
I have to look whether they care first. It's sort of in
Yes,
tandem. It's sort of in tandem with the, the Ms. Maurice, John Cena, Nikki Bella example that I always use. Is it for me? No, but they look like they're having a blast and they look like they're excited to do it. That's step one. If I don't believe you care, I'm not going to bother figuring out if I care. And it feels like they care, whether it's working, whether it's for me, whether it's, top of the tree stuff, whether it's going to draw a 10,000 house. Those are the next conversations to have. But I'm not going to, shoot down somebody that's taken their first 2 or 3 steps just because they're not over the finish line. Very
absolutely.
often,
And
I'm
I,
looking
no,
at it very
I love
optimistic.
that.
And it's
I'm
very
just
much,
not finding myself being as interested. I still check it out. I still catch up, but I'm not worried about like Thursday night having to tune in immediately. And part of that is because they also got me on the are they live or not live schedule too, and that kind of ate up some of the not goodwill, but my attention span, like the demand to watch it then and there. I'm just like, oh, there's not enough
again,
people spoiling it online to me. I'm not getting texted being like, oh, Randy turned, that kind of thing. So
do you know what the funny thing about that is, though, is they have to do Cracker Jack reactions in the interim, because the more reaction they get, the more ratings they get, the more AMC puts into them, the more chances I think we have of them eventually being live every week. So
absolutely.
again, first couple of steps, now we're in the painful middle ground. It's like, I had really long hair and then I had a buzz cut. Oh shit, I missed my long hair. Now I'm going to go through that awkward middle stage. I actually did that when I was younger. I had long hair at one point. It's weird. Spaz with long hair. If you are just hearing about me now, don't try to imagine it. It's not going to paint a good picture in your head.
Yeah.
Um, for me though, and you and I have had this conversation before. There's this collection of brands that I view as sort of one body. There's like AEW, enough said about that, the better. We'll be talking about them tomorrow, all things being equal. Then there's like main WWE, and then there's this like third amalgam of like NXT, AAA, TNA. Now, 2 of those are under the WWE banner, and TNA isn't yet. Um, but a lot of it is, and I say it in NXT and AAA as well, it creates an atmosphere where even if something doesn't land, I can still be entertained by it. Prime
Yeah.
example, last night on NXT, I promise I'm not going to turn this into an NXT podcast. Last night on NXT, we had that promo with
I'm gonna say, and
Zarya and
why not?
Zarya and Sol Ruka. Well, because we got enough NXT to talk about
I
this
know,
week.
I'm just joking, but wasn't that a
But
master class in outworking a worker, right? I loved
that
seeing the
promo,
crowd go from you just perfectly explained why you're the good guy. Wait, we're still gonna shit on you. Like it was pretty
it's
exciting.
funny because it mimics the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes thing a little bit.
Yes, yes,
But as soon as you realize it's not good, there's a little smirky part of my, even if it's a brand that, I mean, obviously if it happens on AEW, I'm gonna laugh, right? But like, even if it's a brand that you like, because you're mentally like on the inside, it's like, okay, well, we've now lost the opportunity for this to be good. Now the question is, how bad can it get? And there is still entertainment to be had there. TNA, they did some of the outworldy type stuff, the Undead Realm, and NXT had, the school and the Mafia Don and the restaurant and all that sort of thing. So they've created for themselves a little bit of a cushion of an environment where even if it doesn't land, it can still be kind of funny to be like, okay, this is a catastrophe. Let's just kind of live in the catastrophe for a second. I'd rather something fall apart completely than just go.
yeah. Splatter.
And there's one on here that I think is going to do that, even though I like the people involved. Spoiler for the second match we're going to talk about. First one,
Mm.
first one. I'm going simple. You've probably got Wikipedia up as well. I'm just going bottom up. Pause.
Oh,
I'm pretty
talking
sure.
hard way.
I'm pretty sure I'm looking
Mm.
forward to it more than you are, and it's Elena Black versus Mara Sade in a no DQ match. I really like Mara Sade. Elena Black, is, falls under more scrutiny than I think she deserves, but she's not breaking any records either. She's not bad in a plunder situation, and Mara Sade just kicks ass. So I think it'll be fun. I don't think it's getting either one of them to the title picture,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I would even go as far as to say maybe this opens.
Probably, that's what I'm thinking, and even with a no DQ match, it's a good way to start off hot. Elena Black, no, OF pun intended with the hot comment either. I'm genuinely serious. Start off in a big way with the no DQ.
Well, they are hot
Sade, yes,
in or out of the thing.
obviously
I know,
stating, but adult
yeah,
content
I
aside,
know
Black and
Elena,
Sade, let's go.
yeah, Elena Black's not your favorite. I think it's fair to say.
But
The other side
but
of
I
the coin,
don't
though,
dislike her either. Like I enjoyed her. She's got a good to very moderately good wrestling ability. It's just her
yeah,
promo work is not fantastic, and that certainly
here's the thing,
adds to
though.
it.
I think her character work is good until she talks.
That's what I'm
If that
talking
makes
about.
sense,
Like character
because
work as far as like when she's promoing and
the way
yeah.
she carries herself and the way she's like expressive and like bitchy and entitled, and they kind of had that little like insinuation backstage that she's kind of in Daria Ray's pocket as like one of the bosses, so there's that as well. So it's not okay, Daria Ray's not her mom, but like entitled spoiled child kind of thing, but also like take your kid to work day, but also she can actually wrestle and she plays a pretty good bitch. That falls down a little bit on the mic because I don't think she's great on the mic. I think she's better at expressing herself off mic than a lot of people.
Yeah.
And what I was going to throw to you, because we've done the Elena Black thing to death, especially with the outside of wrestling conversations.
Yes.
Mara Sade's got to get in that title picture at some point.
Exactly. Why I think she should be winning here. But
Oh, I like Elena Black, and I'm still saying Mara Sade should win.
I'm with you too. I do. It's not that I don't like her. I just
Yeah,
I think she can still improve a lot, and I wish she had
yeah,
gotten to stay with NXT, but she wasn't happy. And hey, if she can find something that's making her happy, I'm not gonna argue, of course. So
yeah. I do think Mara Sade is in that category. Now, we said this about people in NXT that came over to visit TNA, but she's actually moved over to TNA. She crossed the line, as the cliche is. She looks like she's walking around 100 feet tall now.
yes,
Like
yes,
confidence, presentation. She is good on the mic. They had her in there working with guys like Leon Slater, guys work teaming up in like 6-person tags with the Hardys. They had her, working with the guys because you get that opportunity in TNA. I still give them that credit over AEW and AAA and NXT and WWE. I'm always going to beat that into the ground because that's the one thing TNA has going for it. But she's looking like $1,000,000, and everybody's saying, "Oh, I wish she was still in WWE. They could have brought the team of her and Lash Legend up together." I think Lash Legend and Nia Jax are doing pretty cool as a tag team, and Mara Sade on her own is doing awesome. She's great in the I'm gonna have this feud with you and we're gonna win. She's great in the like with the Ryan Nemeth stuff. I know Ryan Nemeth's not everybody's cup of tea either, but he was there to be a dick and get beat up by a girl.
yes,
Like if WWE got off their ass, came into 2026 and did some like actual intergender wrestling, not just, oh, isn't it funny? Like Zelina Vega head scissored somebody because they were facing Aleister Black, like
yeah.
actual matches and whatever. Like that would be the Miz spot.
Oh,
Like that would
absolutely.
be Miz going out there being a dick and like getting a riptide from Rhea Ripley or something like that. Um, but TNA lets you do that, and
Yeah,
you
exactly.
eliminate that in the box thing. And it's a really interesting, like, obviously it's a step up for, the ladies, prove that we can do it just like the men, but it's also like the guys, if you're just coming into TNA, you're in sort of uncharted territory as well. Like if you're coming over from WWE or from an AEW where they don't let you do that, it's it might not be uncharted territory as far as like, oh, these are all your coworkers, you all train together and maybe you practice together, but as far as actually performing, and ultimately there's always that little bit of the audience that's like, oh my god, I can't believe they had a guy hit a girl. you're putting yourself on a pretty interesting pedestal if you're the guy in an intergender match. So shout out to Ryan Nemeth for going out there and being the goofball and getting his ass kicked. But Mara Sade looks like $1,000,000. She's
Yeah.
going to win. Elena Black doesn't lose anything by losing. I think
No.
I'm buddies with the boss. We'll still get her places and stories, and maybe she finds herself a tag team partner.
Yeah,
I would like,
exactly.
at the very least, do you see her maybe tag teaming up with Ariana Grace at some point? Because Elena Black is friends with one of the bosses. Ariana Grace is related to one of the other bosses, but that's her dad that, she likes and doesn't like and likes and doesn't like, because, storytelling is a thing.
Yeah. No,
They're very
absolutely.
they're both very bitchy characters in very different ways. So I think I've just talked myself into wanting to see them as a tag team. Um,
No doubt about it.
4 people I like. 4 people, I don't know what the hell we're doing with them right now. 1 match where I'm kinda saying, "What the hell are we doing?" It's Elijah teaming up with the hometown man, taking on Frankie Kazarian and AJ Francis.
Yeah, no kidding.
I
So,
I
what is
I
this?
got nothing. I got nothing.
I always make the joke, skip, but really, like,
I'm not gonna
what?
skip it. It's gonna be fun. Like,
No, 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 no. I'm saying, like, when I don't
there's
have
nothing to
anything
say
to
about it.
say, yeah, I just go, like,
Yeah.
what do I have to say about it? Skip, because I
Well,
just don't. What the fuck is this? Like,
it's a
the
nothing
hometown
burger.
man gimmick should have been over sooner than the El Grande Americano gimmick, or that should have been required to stay in
It's
AAA too.
it's fun as a goofy gimmick. I don't mind them having it. I don't want him mixing it up with 3 other people that I wish were doing other things.
That's what I'm saying, because when it
It's
starts to
like,
interfere with, like, the non-comedy crews or the serious things a
yeah,
little
like
bit, or interferes with
if
other
Danhausen
plans.
fights R-Truth, then I don't care. If Danhausen is taking CM Punk's spot at WrestleMania against Roman Reigns, and I'm not saying any of these guys are CM Punk or Roman Reigns, but, like, I really like AJ Francis. I think he's one of the faces of TNA right now as far as underappreciated, who makes this place what it is type of thing. Elijah is kind of good wherever you put him, and I think they need to find something for Frankie. Like, what the heck is? I know part of this comes from they were about to launch into an AJ Francis and uh Steph Delander's partner, Mance
What?
Warner.
Yes, Mance Warner. I was like, number
They were just
23. What the hell's his name?
Yeah, they were I fucking forgot that was a thing. See,
Yep.
sometimes it doesn't land.
Nah.
But they were knocking into some of that, like, Mance was on commentary for an AJ match, and then they got into a scuffle, and then they were supposed to have a match, and then we found out that Mance and Steph weren't in TNA anymore, and then AJ Francis, like, in kayfabe, found out about it and decked Hometown Man backstage, like, in his frustrations, and that's a feud now.
Yep.
Elijah was in another match that we're going to talk about in a second, a couple of weeks ago. I think he's been replaced by somebody better, but that's neither here nor there. Um, Elijah's a really deceptive power wrestler, so I'm interested to see, like, if we get Kaz and Hometown Man out of the way, Elijah, AJ Francis could be fun. Like, there's a music angle there they could play with. Wrestling always likes to do that very simple. Yay, you're a musician, I'm a musician. Elijah can come out and sing the 2026 version of Rap is Crap. Uh, is this
Rap
something?
is crap.
Is this
Yeah.
anything? um,
Rap is crap.
I
Only
AJ
if
Francis,
Tatum Paxley's dancing in the background with Ethan Page. He equally is amazingly dancing, so.
Tatum Paxley, killing it right now. We will talk
I
more
know.
on she's
That's a
fucking
tease, too,
fantastic.
for the
So
up and
happy for
coming.
her. If Elena Black was still in WWE right now, do you think Elena Black, Tatum Paxley would be like the most obvious feud?
Yes. There's a few that I
We do
really missed. Cora Jade
battle.
is one, and Gigi Dolan is
We don't
another.
do identity politics here, but we'll definitely save a spot on the card for the Battle of the Goths.
Yes, absolutely. Every time.
She's fucking over as shit too. Happy for her. Happy for
Yes.
people doing awesome and
Look
getting
at
recognized.
Shotzi. Look at,
Yeah.
everybody's been doing very well. So,
put up
Great to see it.
somebody shared the picture, the Chemical X picture of Shotzi and Gigi and Tatum. And I reposted it with the, WWE doesn't fumble a lot, but when they fumble, holy shit. And then everybody got in underneath on the subtweets of like, what do you mean WWE never fumbles? I'm like, thank you for taking the rage bait. And thank you to the one guy in my comment section who just keeps coming back. And my only response to you, buddy, is thanks for giving me another view. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We can all be friends. I'll give you a hug. Don't worry about it. Life is better. Life is okay. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
You
It'll be fantastic.
we'll hug you here, don't you worry.
Your drink looks a little warm. I'm a dickhead. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Good thing this isn't a political podcast. Fucking amazing match that we actually got a couple weeks ago on Impact, but they've switched out Elijah for Trey Miguel. We are getting Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz from Order 4 taking on Trey Miguel and Jada Stone. And let me tell you, if you haven't watched Weekly TNA, Jada Stone is the one to watch in this match. She's fucking phenomenal as well. She squaring off with Mustafa Ali in the last mixed tag match they had was phenomenal. She took his finish. It's a modified tombstone. I don't know what he calls it, but
I forget
she
all the time,
get
too.
right on her fucking dome like a champ. I really like Jada
Like
Stone.
Lola Vice and Lahedra, right, taking it on the ass. She took it like a champ, no doubt about it.
But no, I've only seen her in like 6 matches now, and basically her introduction to TNA has been this feud with Order 4, Mustafa Ali, Tasha Steelz. Tasha Steelz is always solid, and it's one of those, like, even I forget that she's good, because unless she's in the match, she's just sort of like the valet for Mustafa and the Good Hands and Special Agent Zero. Special Agent Zero randomly is coming to Destiny to try and get our title off of Tarek.
Dun dun dun.
It's interesting. Is this anything? Is this something? Is this anything? And I mean, on the other side, I'm putting all the focus on Jada Stone, but the other side of the coin is the biggest redemption story of 2026, and that's Trey Miguel,
Yes.
who not only had his triumphant return 1 week later to TNA, came home. The prodigal son, the prodigal rascal came home. It was fantastic. Gave him a nice green belt, custom belt.
You know that Mustafa Ali is one of my favorites, but Trey Miguel and Jada Stone are winning this, no doubt about it. And again, this is going to be a lot of fun, but it's also going to be a really good match. You said Jada Stone's one to watch, no doubt there.
I don't think Trey Miguel loses anything significantly for a long time. And I hope, and I want it for him, but I also kind of want it as a statement. Like, we talked a lot last week on the state of wrestling on people who've been canceled versus people that should be canceled versus people that are fucking stupid and whatever. And it's like, look what you had, look what you lost. And guess what? The rest of the Rascals just made their triumphant debut on ROH. Fuck my life. But Trey Miguel is, but like they lost people, right? Like they lost Joe Hendry, they lost Jordan Grace, they lost Josh Alexander and Speedball Mike Bailey and all this type of thing. And I'm not kidding when I say this. AJ Francis, even though he's a heel, is one of the faces that gives that place personality. Make Trey Miguel your figurehead. Make Trey Miguel the baby face chasing just under Mike Santana. And when I say under, I mean just for now.
Yeah.
You got Mike Santana, and you should have, no matter what they're doing at the time, you've got Mike Santana at the top. And rumor is that he's heading over to the dub, right? So you should have Trey Miguel and what's his name? Leon Slater nipping at his heels.
Absolutely.
These are guys that you can, and I say build. Like, TNA's been around for fucking ever, but like people out there hopefully know what I mean by build. Trey Miguel, Leon Slater, Mike Santana. These are your champions right now. These are the guys you build your company around. And this is why Trey Miguel doesn't have a specific title defense. You can drop him into something like this and elevate it. Mustafa Ali doesn't need elevating, but let's elevate him anyway. Tasha Steelz, awesome. Jada Stone is already crackerjack at everything she's doing. And it's her story with Order 4. Trey Miguel just sort of stepped up and said, hey, do you want a hand? So he's awesome. He's making the match awesome and letting it still be her story, which is a huge element of it.
Yes.
Um, Babyface's win.
Love
Trey
it.
Miguel is your international champion. I don't know who he defends against at Rebellion if it's not Mustafa Ali. And let me just tell you, Trey Miguel versus Mustafa Ali, I'm here for that for the international champ for the
Yes.
international championship. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought there for a second. Oh, you man, as good as Mustafa Ali is at being a prick and playing this whole like political angle thing that he's doing, I've had the chance to meet the guy. Yes, at Destiny, check his off Spaz Phoenix bucket list. It's fine. He's like the nicest guy. He's in
Oh,
that
I'm sure.
Iceman category. He's in that Iceman category of like you play a really good prick and you're a really nice guy.
Yeah.
So it's one of those like I can't even like I don't say this to say that he's not doing his job as a heel, but I can't exactly hate him either because he's fantastic.
Yeah.
The match will be a lot of fun. If this is to set up two singles matches, like if it's just Jada Stone versus Tasha Steelz at Rebellion, if it's just Mustafa Ali versus Trey, probably for the international championship at Rebellion. I keep wanting to say Revolution. It's not a revolution, but it will be televised. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
God damn it. Oh, can you tell what podcasts I've been listening to today?
No
Anyway,
idea.
yeah, baby faces take this. Even if Hotch and Skylar and Special Agent Zero get in, I think Trey Miguel just cakewalks all of them because it'll be funny. Whips them with the green belt.
Yeah.
Speaking of groups, because that's a segue.
Yes. Hey, it works.
The system looks a little bit different now.
Yes. Right?
Bear Bronson, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, and Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander in this new role, he's not in the match, by the way. I'm just bringing this up for the sake of bringing it up. Cedric
Yes.
Alexander, now that he's in the system, and he's always kind of been a good guy. He's always either been like the definite good guy or like the like hyper energetic, like happy to be there guy. He looks like he's wanted to play an asshole for like 5 years.
Oh, absolutely.
Like he looks like he's getting it all out of his system now, and it's working. Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers being like the OGs, as funny as that is to say, bringing in Bear Bronson and Cedric Alexander and kicking out Fandango after his retirement, and then them beating up Moose, which is a funny statement because Moose is like twice as big as them.
Yeah.
He's beaten up all the other former members, and he's fighting Eddie Edwards as like I hate to say it like this, like the final boss, even though Moose like dwarfs him. It's David and Goliath, except for Goliath is the good guy. And Alicia Edwards walked away from the system when they turned on Moose and offered to be Moose's manager because Moose said, please don't quit TNA. You can come and be my manager. If this doesn't absolutely telegraph that she's fucking with him and she's going to kick him in the dick and Eddie Edwards is going to win and
Yeah.
the system is going to be like, ha ha, I made you believe that my wife was on your side. The match is going to be fantastic. The cut and paste ending, I'm just going to laugh at.
Yeah, exactly. Because we know
And
what's coming.
if they surprise me and they don't actually do it and they actually like separate her off to be Moose's manager, and that's still a thing once he's moved on from feuding with the system, I'll have to tip my cap because they will have genuinely not done the predictable typical thing,
Yeah.
which is good. But I don't know how else you do anything else because Eddie Edwards has to exist on that roster being like, yeah, my wife's managing somebody else,
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
fine.
Like, how are you supposed to be okay with this and not,
Like
come on.
AJ Lee is suddenly managing Seth Rollins. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
It
But
just
the match
feels
should be good. Eddie
weird and
Edwards is another
random,
one of
but
those guys that like I don't care about as a character per se. I still go by what I said before about the system, like the version of the system that we had before. It's like Island of Misfit Toys. There's no reason why these guys are actually together as characters and all that kind of thing.
yes.
But Eddie Edwards is one of those guys where it's just I don't really care what his character is. I don't really care what his story is. But tell me he's in the match and ring the bell. And Moose is just gonna moose around. What the fuck? I don't know what to say. I wish this was for something. I wish this was for like a number like even if it's something fake, make it like a number one contenders match or something along those lines. Or they could have just saved it and because Moose is a monster, just do
Yeah.
like the system gauntlet or something just to shake up the show a little bit. It's this and the Elijah hometown man Kazarian AJ Francis match is it's not quite a pay-per-view, it's one of their Friday shows
Yeah.
match.
It's just a special. Yeah, exactly.
I'd love it to just be like Moose kills him and moves on to something else, but I don't know. It's a problem, like I talked about in the other match. I don't know what you do with Moose right now because Moose is a babyface, and we're going to talk about the main event in a second. I don't particularly want to see Moose fight either of Santana or Steve Macklin.
No. So I got it. Let's put him back in the system.
Build another system, different system actually.
Right? A new system. An
Fandango,
upgraded system.
a system reboot.
The reboot. Oh, hail the reboot. Do you like the system yet with Eddie in there? Come on. Don't you love it? I'm done with it. I've been done with it for a long time, and it's just
it was so good when we already had the Nexus, and then we decided to make the core.
Right. Yeah, this
Send,
is definitely I almost
send
feel
Rusev
like
over there for like an exhibition match. Like, we need something random. We need something out of nowhere. For Rebellion, if you want to do like some crossover thing, because we've got a crossover coming next week on NXT. Send somebody big over. Like, don't use Oba because Oba can't lose right now. But like, send somebody big over. Send like a Sheamus or a Drew McIntyre or a Rusev or I don't know who else is. I would say Braun
on the
Breaker.
larger side, yeah.
I would say Braun Breaker if he was able.
Yes.
On the more fun side, send over somebody like Otis.
But somebody fun to go
Yeah,
powerhouse with Moose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just have like Kaiju Big Battle match. But I don't really know, and I don't know what Eddie Edwards still has. Does he still have? I'm trying to think now. I think he still has his shot. The Feast or
Yes, I
Fire
believe he
shot at
does.
the TNA World Championship. But him versus Santana doesn't really. There's other things I want Mike Santana to do, and not necessarily in TNA, but whatever, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't know. It's
I'm
one of those like,
thinking Moose loses here. I think they're going to build up the new system a bit.
yeah, Dick
Because
Kick
what's the
Jones.
point?
That's
You know,
simple.
what does he get? And like you said, with the turn and all this stuff, like it just feels obvious. And if they don't do it, hooray, but it feels like that's where we're headed to. Absolutely.
Yeah. Keep talking for a second. My thing
Yes,
is
indeed. And then, no, I mean, the way they've booked this so far with Moose, it's not been terrible, but it's not been overly interesting, unfortunately. He has a lot more to offer, especially not just in the big guy department, because the guy can move. He's agile. He's very competitive. It's
Oh
just
yeah, no, I don't think he has to face somebody big, but it's one of those.
no.
If you don't have a story for him,
You might as well take advantage of his
you've
size.
always got the
Absolutely.
backup. You've always got the backup of do an exhibition. Just
Yep.
somebody like when he came to TNA and squared up to Obafemi. That was huge.
Massive. Pun
That was
intended.
like it was two gigantic guys. It was two champions coming together at the time. It was two different brands. It was when the working relationship with TNA felt a little more fresh, whereas now it's just an established thing, which is also awesome, but it's not. We've gone from oh my god, I can't believe this is happening to yeah, you know what? It's really good that this is happening.
Yeah, this
It's
makes sense. This is great.
it's established, but it's not wow
It
as
doesn't
much.
have the same effect as it used to.
Yeah. Which is like
Absolutely.
we said it would be normalized, and we said it would be good if it was normalized, but
Yeah, which is
also
true.
it's been normalized.
Exactly, and
Um,
now it's like it doesn't have the same effect, just like the intergender stuff, TNA, they'll beat the hell out of a woman, they don't care, but, it does lack at times some I don't wanna say care, but the shock goes away, you're right, the normalization makes it less of a noticeable difference.
it goes from shock to like we've opened up a door for the fans to start fantasy booking, and it's like, oh, there's one of those things that I talked about wanting, and they're doing it now. That's cool.
Yes,
Uh, the prime example would be the tag team of Leon Slater and Javon Evans.
absolutely.
Like
That was one of those
they
things that everybody
they
was really
they
requesting and digging
like
deep for.
if you were watching both shows, they mirrored each other, and somebody in a chat would have said, because I know I said it, either have those two face each other or make them a tag team, and then they
Yeah,
did both.
and
Once
it was
again,
great. Both sides of it, the title defense and the
Slater was
subsequent
just taking on all comers, and Javon came on the screen and said, "Hey, guess what? Next pay-per-view, I got you."
my turn.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it's cool as well because we get into especially around WrestleMania season. Oh, this story doesn't make sense. Yeah, but the match is going to be fucking awesome.
Think about
TNA,
Stand Deliver last year in the main event we got and with Oba and like how it all turned
Goldberg
out.
and Javon, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think TNA is still like loose enough where sometimes they can just tell you, yeah, tune in next month. You're getting this kick-ass match.
Yeah, but
And it
Javon,
does,
was kind of just added last minute, and think of the place he's at now compared to where last year it was like, "Oh my god, this up and comer made it into the main event. This is insane." Now you see
well,
Javon in the main event and everyone's like, "Yeah, no shit."
it
Again,
was
the
a step,
normalization.
it was a step one, step two thing with the Javon thing. If you remember last year, Leon Slater defended the X Division Championship against Myron Reed from the Rascals, and it was the first time the X Division had main evented a pay-per-view in ages. They had a fantastic match, and then they capped it off with the announcement of, "Hey, next month you're Santino coming out saying you're going to face this guy," and then Javon comes on screen. Everybody pops like crazy.
Yeah, and
And
it
all
works
those people,
great.
that are like, "Oh, I don't know if I can enjoy this. It doesn't have 27 years of story," are like non-existent because it's gonna be a fucking good match.
Yes, and we know that.
Like there would be no story, but if Kenny Omega walked out on Raw and said, "Hey Punk, how do you feel about a match later on tonight?" People are gonna watch that. People are
Yes.
not gonna say, "Oh, I don't know what the story arc is here." Meh, 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 meh. I mean, AEW fans would call him a traitor and probably bomb his house, but
Yeah.
it
Did
is
did you
what
need
it
a
is.
story for Swerve and Omega? No, but their rematch, match number 2, you guys, are trying to set up the EVP thing, and that's the hat in the hat that they don't need, that they feel compelled to do at times. So,
But if it's a rematch, the story is we fought once, one of us won, and they want to know if it was a fluke.
it
Like
should be.
a rematch is a story in and of itself.
Yeah.
Why
Welcome
are
to
why are
Tony
we getting
Khan's
Punk
mind.
Why are we getting Punk and Roman? It's the biggest match we can do. Randy and Cody, it might not be the most exciting option, but it's one of the biggest matches we can do. Rhea and Jade,
Absolutely.
why are we doing it? Because it's one of the biggest matches we can do, and it's the match that everybody's been pre-booking. Unless you've got your head 10 feet up Bianca Belair's ass, it's the match we've been pre-booking since Jade Cargill showed up. Why are we doing Liv versus Stephanie McCourt? Because the match is going to be fantastic. Liv has a cult following, and Stephanie is fantastic.
Yep.
And I'm not even going to say it like I'm not even going to say like this fantastic. I'm going to say it's going to be fantastic.
Yes. And you nailed it.
Story
It's
matters.
exciting.
I'm not flipping the coin completely and saying story doesn't matter. There are
No,
some
no.
matches that are made
But there's
like,
story there too in a lot of it, so and then not all of it's great.
but
Not all of it's compelling, but it's there.
the phrase marquee match exists for a reason. There are matches that look good on a poster. There are
Yes.
matches that make people that haven't watched WWE in 6 months say, "You know what? I haven't watched it in 6 months, but I'm going to check that out." Look at MMA. I've only ever watched one
Yes.
MMA match in my life, but I'm watching Gina versus Ronda.
Very
It
true.
is what it is. We're going to do a hangout. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do a sequel on the White House lawn.
I'm gonna be
Uh,
live that day, doing a live
boom.
reaction because I am very excited to see what the
Guys,
hell happens with that.
open up all the tabs. Come to
Have
my
all the
hangout.
chats open.
Go to Jake's live. Go to our friends at the Wrestling for Life. I'm sure they'll be live too because it's a Friday. Everybody's invited.
I
If
can't
you
wait
have,
for that. I've been a avid Gina Carano fan her entire career. Same thing with Rhonda. I watched her for most of hers and followed along. So I'm really eager to see how this dream match plays out. Rhonda's done with AEW. She was just there because she lives in the vicinity and it was a one-off. If she
and
did
they look
something with
stupid
Tony,
now.
maybe they would set it up. But like I said to begin with, that's why I was like, I don't see her competing. I just don't see it happening. Everyone's like, oh, no, you're ridiculous. So you don't even know what you're talking. I'm like, I'm telling you, I just don't see it. And that's exactly what we're getting. Nothing.
Oh,
Sad but
man.
true.
The moral of the story is come hang out with all of us. Come hang out with me. Come hang out with Jake. Go hang out with our friends over at the Wrestling for Life Network. We will keep your drinks cold and we will not even ask you for ID.
And your
on
heart's warm. That's right. That's the fent.
Cold drink,
Move
cold
it
drinks,
on.
warm hearts. I'll take what is not the IWC for 500.
Hey.
I don't know how to transition out of this now. We've got an awesome triple threat match for the TNA Knockouts Championship match.
I'll tell you, that's on the board. Yes, it is.
Oh, Ariana Grace versus Lei Ying Lee versus Doomsday Danny Luna. Jake, let me tell you something, right?
Please.
I really like Ariana Grace.
Yes.
I really like Lei Ying Lee.
Yes.
And I really hope Danny Luna wins this.
Okay, I'm with you because I agree. Honest to God, Ariana Grace though is going to keep it because of the entire story with their new bloodline. You know, I feel like she's going to retain with the birthright, but it's the NXT bloodline. That's all it is.
See their new entrance last night.
Yes, it's NXT bloodline, is it not?
Fit Finley, William Regal.
It is absolutely NXT bloodline. I'm not being swayed from this one.
I would honestly, if they could find a big enough building,
yes,
to do TNA versus NXT War Games, I would be so down for that.
Oh, so would I. That would be incredible.
When you consider how many ex NXT people would be on the TNA team and all the ex-TNA people that would be on the NXT team.
Yes. Captained by Elena Black and Mara Sade on the other side.
Black,
it's like
Mara Sade,
Joe Hendry and it's like
former Knockouts champion Kalani Jordan. Say his name, he appears.
I love it. These are the things I love. As ridiculous as it can be at times, it's just
know who Ricky Saints is. It's fantastic.
Let's be entertaining, right? Yes.
It's very tired in here.
Yeah, I'm with you, bud. But
they broke up Danny Luna and Jody Threat as a team, and they sort of had like we just broke up, so now we have to have a feud.
Yes,
and she's come in as this like wrecking ball now. No musical reference, obviously.
No,
the Doomsday thing
came in
is
like
a nice touch. Yes, exactly. But she just looks like she's there to make people miserable, and she's got.
Yeah.
She's got a thing about her where it's like, am I fighting to win or am I fighting to fight? And she looks like she's fighting to fight.
No, I get that. Yes.
Time, and I can't put my finger on it. We talk about a lot on AEW. They have a lot of potential in their women's roster, even though they only get one match a night. I can't put my finger on why, but Danny Luna makes me think of Chris Statlander.
Yes, she's got that appeal to her, I could say.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's not like, oh, she looks like her or whatever, or I don't even think they necessarily fight the same way. I don't think AEW knows whether Chris Statlander is a babyface or a heel.
They don't.
Everything shades of gray, man. You don't have to think about everything.
That's where tweeners go to die, in the shade of gray. You know it as well as I do. So, yeah, I think Danny Luna wins down the road, but not tonight.
This is a TNA podcast. I'm going to ask you. At this point, I know maybe one of them has a mild title. I think one of them has like a trios title or something like that. Are they intentionally fuck booking ex-TNA people in AEW?
It feels like it at times, yeah.
Because who's gone over there and gotten anything out of it?
I can't think of a soul. Honestly. And I'm not just saying it to say it. Everybody's saying it. ESPN and Sports Illustrated and
ESPN's not talking about AEW. Yeah. Hold on. You know what I'm going to do? Not. It's going to be live. It's going to be live and it's going to be awesome. I'm going to ask Grok.
I could have asked my AI wife. Look at that.
This is
Say who's
awesome
talking
audio, by
about
the
it.
way.
It is, but people know how compelled we are to bring them the best and the best of the best.
Uh,
Now, what gets
Brock is
me,
asleep.
yeah, because I see Danny Luna winning down the line, but Ariana Grace has held the title for quite a bit now, and I think like that's something they're looking to stick with strictly because of how it's been handled. They want her in the NXT bloodline for the birthright with it. They need somebody with a title, so her, Stacks being like, yeah, my girl's champion does something for them at least. I feel like,
I think you
and
can keep that feud going without the belt if
certainly,
if they're trying to present Danny Luna like this killer, right? Ariana Grace loses the title, but she looks across the ring and sees what a killer Danny Luna is, and she's like, I don't want to fuck with that, so I'll twist it around and I'll take it out on Lei Ying Li, even though it's not her fault that I just lost my belt. But she was the other person in the match. She could have broken up the pin. Or
yeah,
maybe she
this
was the
is
one that
on
got
her.
pinned, or something like that. So if you want to have this like misguided, like super like entitled daddy's girl, even though she's going against her dad thing with Lei Ying Li, with this delusional mentality of, yeah, Danny Luna took my title, but it's your fault. You can get something out of that, because what it would do in the meantime is it would have Ariana Grace totally destroying and doing horrible things to Zaya Brookside, who
Yeah,
I think at this point is like their Hugger Bailey. Like
kind of,
if you
pretty
want to get
much.
if you want to get somebody over as a heel, like have them do something bad to Zaya Brookside, because everybody will hate you.
You're not wrong. It does work. She is a very beloved babyface. So
Okay, Grok has an answer for us. Recent ex-TNA stars in AEW. This is on the fly. I wasn't planning on doing this, but we've got time.
look at
The
that.
Rascals. What are the Rascals doing?
Jack all, sadly, really. And I'm not trying to be controversial. I mean that honest. Oh, they went ahead. They haven't done anything.
They went in
Nothing.
and they took an L for the Bucks, which we knew they would. And yeah.
And that's been it.
Jake Doyle, or formerly Jake something, joined, got injured.
C'est la vie.
Josh Alexander is the 2025th member of the Don Callis family. Speedball is, I think, a trios champion with. Oh yeah, he is. He's the
Yes,
he's the
with
trios champion with Team Misty Balls.
yes, with Knight
Uh,
and
Ace
Misty
Austin
Balls. Yes. Mystico.
went from the Don Callis family to the Bang Bang Gang. What?
Yeah, that was useful, huh?
The Inspiration, formerly the Iconics, debuted at a house show. Had one match on Dynamite. Haven't
Where
seen them
they
since.
lost.
Yeah. Collision Cowboys. Deonna Purrazzo, missing in action. Taya Valkyrie, missing in action. Madison Rain is a backstage person. She's not even wrestling anymore. Okay, they've expanded it out now. Christian Cage, fine. Samoa Joe, fine. Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett had a retirement tour that didn't happen. Jay Lethal's Lost in Catering with Sanjay Dutt. Big Bill. Huge Bill. Gigantic Bill.
The
Not on the
biggest.
show. The biggest, not on the show. Um, and I mean, not an ex-TNA person, but an ex-NXT person. And I'm always going to throw this up at the top of the list. How do you still have Athena trapped behind a paywall?
I don't get it either. I'm really baffled by what they've done so far, and it doesn't exactly make a lot of sense, but we get called crazy if we say that, apparently. So,
Yeah. We're going to talk about NXT doing the opposite of a paywall when we talk more tomorrow. There's my retention strategy.
very
Um,
excited to discuss that because
oh yeah.
this is gigantic, massive news.
Because it's different for different countries. Borders are important. Um, I'm going with Doomsday. I think Danny Luna takes the
Yeah.
title. And I think we come back around to either we come back around to her facing her old tag team partner in Jody Threat, which I think would be a lot of fun, because Jody Threat did win a battle royal a while ago to get a knockouts title shot, and she hasn't actually enacted it yet because
Yeah.
she's in this kind of mini feud with Tessa Blanchard, where it's like, yeah, you're the number one contender, but you shouldn't be.
Which is a good
And I'm
thing to
sorry.
kind of bide her time until it's her time to go for the title. So,
And I mean, no offense to my own fellow Canadian there, but if Tessa Blanchard takes her out and gets the shot first, this current version of Dani Luna versus Tessa Blanchard, take all my money.
Yeah.
Take all the
Ton of
money.
fun.
All the Canadian Monopoly money. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All the monies, all the human monies. I
I've
think
landed on
Ariana
one.
Grace retains still, but I see your point, and I raise you. Yeah, probably Dani Luna will be champ very soon. I think that's
I think
tentatively the
if they're
plan.
heading towards Rebellion, which is their next, like, I hate to keep saying it this way, but it's their
Yeah.
next proper pay-per-view.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it on
I
the Friday show.
I think they do, because I think they want to move the pieces around, and that's what the
Got you beforehand. Yeah, that does make sense with how you explained it,
that's
but
that's another thing that these shows do. Like, they take something big that could happen on a big episode of Impact, and it sort of gives it pay-per-view feel without really being proper pay-per-view. Like, it's
yeah,
their TNA Plus specials, of the Friday shows, right?
which makes sense. Yeah.
So they do serve the purpose of, like, moving big pieces around. We're gonna talk, as I said, as I'm gonna keep saying, guys, tune in sometime over the course of the weekend. We're gonna talk about Roadblock. Roadblock is an elevated episode of NXT, but it's moving all the pieces together for Stand and Deliver. Oi, oi, oi.
I've
This
always
could
enjoyed Roadblock, so
Yeah. This will serve the same purpose, in the sense of, maybe, again, like we said at the beginning, maybe not crackerjack stuff all the way around, but it'll set us up for what's coming. If Dani Luna wins here, and
big
if we
if.
get the Jody threat thing out of the way, or Tessa screws her somehow, to
Hmm.
set up Doomsday Dani Luna versus Tessa Blanchard at Rebellion, then this kind of makes sense. And it
Yeah, I
is
feel
one of those.
that.
I mean, you don't have to protect a heel necessarily, but it's not a huge, gigantic loss in a multi-person match. As you say, members of the Birthright will be out there. Who knows how many? It might just be Stacks, because that's what it's been in recent TV tapings. They haven't done the whole group thing,
Yeah, they've just
which
done
is
one or two,
kind of
and
smart, because the Birthright, as it exists on NXT, is sort of a warped version of all the people that kind of invaded TNA as the last real big NXT invasion, but that was just, here's a bunch of people that we're not using right now,
yeah,
and then they turned it into so that I can understand them not wanting to muddy those two sort of separate groups, because you had Tyson and Tyreek in there, you had Brooks Jensen in there, and they don't necessarily work with who's in that group now,
no,
but some of them were. So if you just want to have it as, for lack of a better term, Ariana Grace is there and Stax is her liaison, or her valet,
yes,
male valet,
protector,
uh, not elegant,
boyfriend, fiance.
not Mr. Elegant with his
No,
dancing tits. Uh, but if you got Ariana Grace out there, I'm just sticking with the same joke all night because I'm tired. It's fine.
it
Um,
works.
Ariana Grace is there. She'll have Stacks on the outside. Lei Ying Lee is out there. And even though she's babyface, she does have Zaya Brookside out there in her corner as well. Triple threat match obviously means no disqualification. And I don't think Dani Luna necessarily has any friends, but there might be other people in the back that want to get their hands on her. So you could have
Yeah,
all kinds of extracurricular activity outside the ring, as you might say.
makes a good deal of
So
sense.
if it's a messy multi-person schmoz and they just use that to move the title over, then nobody really has to look like a loser.
No,
Because I mean, Lei Ying Lee, great champion. Ariana Grace, not the best champion, but the best character to do with the belt what she's doing.
yeah,
And I will say, and sort of the conversation we had about Tony D a long time ago as well. Ariana Grace is so good at her character that you forget that she is pretty fucking great in the ring.
oh yeah.
And Dani Luna's just going to come in there, be bigger than everybody else, wreck everybody else, and I really do
Grace is
solid.
fantastic. I'm not crazy about Liang Lee. She's not bad. I
Really,
really like Zaya Brookside. And then
yeah,
Danny Luna, I'm like, all right. I do enjoy you better as a single star. So far,
yeah.
you away from, I didn't mind Spitfire, but I'm enjoying more just her, the solo
I like
thing.
Spitfire
So
as a team. The unfortunate thing with Zaya Brookside, and it's kind of the opposite of Dani Luna and Jody Threat, because they were still very much individuals even when they were a tag team. what happened with Xia Brookside is Lei Ying Li and Xia Brookside became a tag team, and then there was a bunch of shuffling that happened. There were injuries, there were people leaving. I think it was in the middle of like the Masha Slamovich situation that we touched on before. And I
Yeah.
think they had just made them a tag team, and then it's like, oh shit, we need to put the belt on somebody, and they threw it on Lei Ying Li. And not that she doesn't deserve it, but you've got this tag team that you've just put together, and all of a sudden she's the champion, and Xia Brookside got sort of typecast as a sidekick,
Yeah,
which
she
is
was stuck
really
in the
unfortunate.
corner. Nobody puts
Like,
baby in the corner.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm the champ's friend. She's
exactly.
doing the women's babyface version of my big brother.
Basically, it's huge.
Ryan
Don't
Nemeth,
worry about it.
Ryan Nemeth is a treasure, and he should be protected at all costs.
He's
I
been
don't.
damn good at the role of getting people mad. You know, he's great at
He's a
irritating and
stooge.
being a troll. Yeah, he's great at
He's a
being that
stooge, and
smarmy
it's not like,
bastard.
and again, it's not like he's covering for like being a bad wrestler, but like
No,
you get the two of them together, and it's the Nemeth brothers, but you got the one that's Dolph Ziggler and the one that isn't,
exactly.
and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No,
That's not a bad
not by
thing.
any means.
That's a good thing. DDP smile. Oh, it's getting more and more delirious in here. We are cashing in one of the Feast or Fired briefcases tonight. We have the intriguing matchup of Eric Young cashing in his briefcase on Leon Slater for the X Division Championship.
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck this looks like. Like
I don't either, but
even putting
I'm
aside
very
storytelling for
intrigued. I'll put it that way. Like I'm
Eric Young was one of the formative like X Division guys, but he's
yes.
not that wrestler anymore.
No, not at all.
Not to
That's
say
what
that he
makes
can't
this
be, but
and
he's
it's
a
not an
brawler now
insult
and
by any
career now.
means. I'm not calling him old. I'm just saying
No,
it's gonna be quite the
no, he's changed
spectacle
what kind of
because of the
wrestler he
age
is.
difference.
He's changed what kind of wrestler he is as well.
Yeah,
And it's
had
not
to
to say that,
adapt the last.
and I want to be careful what I say here because it's not that the X Division has always been high flying guys. Like when I know Speedball's not everybody's cup of tea, but he brought a striking and a martial arts element to the X Division
Yeah,
when Josh Alexander was the X Division champion. It was a very technical match for a while. I remember there was an there was
everybody
a
brings a bit of their own.
yeah, but you got to be careful to like not fall into the category of like what they've told us for years and years and years. It's not a cruiserweight title. It's not about weight
Absolutely,
limits.
and a
It's
lot of
about
people
no
paint it as
limits.
such. That's a problem
But
too.
I remember there was an Ultimate X match that Josh Alexander was in. I think he was defending at the time, and somebody was hanging off the cord, like the crisscross cords,
Yes.
crawling across to get the belt, and he was able to reach up and grab one of their feet, and like he was hanging off of their foot, but he had them in an ankle lock.
Wasn't that
And I'm
Christopher
like,
Daniels that he grabbed?
maybe, maybe,
I could almost
maybe,
swear, as bad as I am as a TNA
yeah.
trivia, I could swear that's something to
But I
do with
just
it.
remember like the X Division, which is typically a very aerial, very acrobatic type of endeavor. Like that's how you bring your own element into it. Josh Alexander, who's a very, if you've had the chance to see Josh Alexander live, very hard hitting, very technical, a little bit of that Pete Dunne element of like I could just like take you apart systematically if you
Yeah,
want,
if I need
but
to.
like like midair hanging off of the X, still gonna lock you in an ankle lock.
Yes, I'm gonna get it.
Definitely not Canadian Kurt Angle. It's fine.
No.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be Eric Young is gonna slow the match down into a brawl. And how does Leon Slater, this exciting like 50 miles an hour, TNA's Javon Evans, for lack of a better term, how does he adapt to that? And I think this is the match where he stands up and says, "Yeah, I can flip around. I can do this. I can get you in a head scissor. I can do the 450 swanton is gorgeous.
Yes, absolutely.
But I can also stand in front of you and punch you in the face."
Yes, I can go toe to toe, tit for tat. Relax, I said tat, and it's been really interesting fun to see all of the different combinations he can throw out, plus the high flying stuff.
I had a girl once walk up to me and ask me if I did tattoos and if I did tattoos, would I give her one for free if she flashed me her boobs? And I said, sorry, this isn't a tit for tat situation. Ba-doom-cha!
Ah.
Anyways, the other thing about it is Eric Young has been talking in the back for a while, kind of rambling crazy as he does, talking about like the cleanse coming to TNA, which is like sort of weird culty Eric Young language, but also the speculation is that he's going to come in with yet another new faction again. Like he had Sinner and Saint with him for a little bit. Obviously, when he was in NXT, he had Sanity, which was fantastic, which was not onboarded well at all on the main roster.
Good old
But
Sanity. Talk about a
but then
flashback
but then
there.
you open up the conversation to, okay, if the cleanse is a new faction for the company, who's he bringing in? Like what young people is he bringing in? What not so young people maybe is he bringing in?
Yeah, we don't know.
Somebody speculated a year ago, I should say, like a week ago or so, because they've had Khan on there before, the former Connor from NXT. So
Yes.
if it just turns out to be like Eric Young and the Ascension as a trio, I wouldn't hate that. I don't know what the Ascension are like these days. Khan came in for a little bit and just like had a bunch of here, I'm big thump matches.
Ta-da! Yes.
And those are good. Those are good. It's fine.
That's all they needed, though. It worked out perfect.
But it was just like but when he came into TNA, he was like twice the size of what we remember him from NXT, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was just killing people. But something like that, if it's just him talking about how he's going to cleanse NXT by fixing the X Division title, that's a little lame and cut and paste. But I don't know. Leon Slater again is one of their like golden tickets right now. I don't think they take the belt off of him until he's going for the world title, and I don't think he goes for the world title as long as Mike Santana has it. So
Yes.
there's a domino effect here, and long term, I don't think Eric Young holds the X Division title for very long. If he wins, it's because he's losing it to BDE at Rebellion. That's my
Okay.
prediction out of nowhere, because on the side,
And
Eric
into
Young,
somewhere.
yes. On the side, Eric Young randomly, like a month ago, just decided to beat the ever-loving piss out of BDE. So
I would too. Come on.
If the recompense for that is like BDE sees Eric Young get the title off of Leon Slater and BDE has his big social media moment at Rebellion, I'm down for that.
Absolutely.
Eric Young being transitional champion from like one babyface to another babyface, but also just if that's the case, like no offense to Eric Young, but just save it and do Leon Slater versus BDE.
Yeah. Everybody wants it.
Like
It'd
you
be a
had no
ton of
problem doing
fun.
Leon Slater versus Myron Reed, and they were both baby faces. You had no problem doing Leon Slater versus Desmond Xavier, and that was babyface. You had no problem doing Leon versus Javon. That was babyface versus babyface. I don't think you necessarily need a transitional champion,
Yeah, it
but
doesn't feel like that's the case.
if they want, do you want to have an exhibition or do you want BDE to have a conquering moment? Because if you're trying to book a conquering moment, you kind of have to do it over a heel.
Typically, yeah.
I'm good either way. I think the goal ultimately is once Leon Slater moves that next step up, the next like long reigning X Division champion is BDE, but I could be pulling that out of my ass.
I don't think you're crazy. I could see why you would think that, certainly. So,
Anyways, either way, it's gonna be really good. It's a different kind of challenge for Leon Slater
yeah,
to
and I think
deal with.
Leon is going to retain as well. I think that's happening.
It's not being funny. We just talked about the ladies match. It's the ladies match, this match, and the next match that we're about to talk about that are like the matches we're tuning in for.
Yeah, the final,
Obviously, and
the
also,
final 3
I mean,
essentially.
yeah, Mara and Elena as well. They've got my interest peaked, but that could just as easily main event an episode of Impact,
Yeah.
and
It
probably
doesn't
should.
have to be and probably will, that's certainly a
It's
part of it too.
remember, I don't know whether it was this past WrestleMania or the one before, where they waited till the SmackDown after WrestleMania to do the TLC match
Yes.
on SmackDown, and everybody got mad. Oh, it could have been at WrestleMania. It's like, yeah, it could have been at WrestleMania, and it would have been somewhere in the middle. Or you've got everybody still in the city from WrestleMania, and they get to be the main event. They get to be the last thing you see before you turn your TV off.
Yeah.
Like, there are those
It's
types of
not a
trade-offs sometimes, and I think if you take the Marasade match, we said it'd probably be the opener because opener and closer are like the two pristine,
primary.
what do you want to say, like positions on the card.
Yes, primary
Um,
positions.
because if you're the main event, you're the main event, and if you are the opening match, you get the benefit of being the first thing the crowd sees.
Yes.
Other than like we know they're gonna pull an AEW and put like 3 or 4 matches on the kickoff. It's fine, don't worry about it. But at least their kickoff will be done before the show
Yeah.
starts. I'm an asshole. It's fine. Ricochet can still fuck off.
Ah,
Ricochet is such a dick that I cheered for Jack Perry.
he doesn't care. You don't have MS.
Real bitch, cry me a
Yeah.
river. Anyways, Mike Santana, Steve Macklin. Again, it's one of those
The main event.
I'm interested in your take on this because I really like what they've managed to do here, like character-wise, story-wise.
Oh, I'm on the other side of it. I feel like they've kind of taken a small step back with Santana. I feel like he plays better when, even as champ, when he's a bit more on the back foot and has to be the scrappy, savvy, ready to take anybody down guy. And I feel like with this, they're doing a lot of work to make Santana still champ, but Macklin believable as a heel. And they've tried to put so much into him being a heel that it's just, to me, it's almost like it's overworked in a way. It's just not clicking. I don't absolutely hate it. I think it just might take more time for me to see him that way as the type of heel they're trying to present him as.
See, I think Santana is like a sentimental favorite. So whenever you get him in a title match and you can get him into a situation where it's about more than just the belt, where there is a personal element to it, where somebody's been wronged
Yes,
or
those feelings get involved.
somebody
Yeah,
thinks
that's what I was
somebody
trying to
else
lean
is
into. Yes.
because what they did, and I watched it happen in real time when they did the Feast or Fired. Again, watching our friends over the Wrestling for Life Network, and it was Big Nick and Anthony. And Anthony, uh, if you could do the Grinch X-ray on him, his heart shrunk 3 sizes that day
Yes.
when Macklin got the fired briefcase, and all the rumors are, oh, he's going to be the next one over to AEW because his partner's there, and da da da. Da. And immediately everybody was like, oh, awesome, he can be the 75th member of the Don Callis family. And then they did their sort of like, oh, tune in next week where he says goodbye. And it's like, oh, okay, so there's an angle there. And then he turns on Steve Macklin for trying to show him sympathy. And you've got this Santana character who's pissed off that he's been turned on, but he's also been through stuff. So there's a little bit of that, hey man, like you could be handling this better. Like I've been where you are. Like let's not
Yeah,
do this.
you're missing
Like,
something. Yeah,
yeah,
you got to
like
listen to somebody.
there's the I want to reach out to you, but also I need to let you know you fucked up. There's
Yes.
that, like, I don't want to be melodramatic about it, but like there's like a heartbreaking element to it because
Yeah.
they were close and they did have an understanding. And if they have an understanding, then it's twice as bad that this could have happened. And because then you have to go with the passion of Mike Santana to go back to the office in TNA to demand that this guy be reinstated because that's how bad I want to get my hands on him. The personal, the animosity, the turn, the firing, the hiring back, the sarcasm. I used the champion to get me my job back, and haha, you're just my pawn and all that. All these other elements that pile up that supersede the fact that it's a title match. I think that's where Mike Santana thrives. So I
Yes.
don't. So this is where I disagree in the sense
Usually.
of, oh, they've downplayed Mike Santana. They've built a Mike Santana type of story where yes, he's the defending champion. Yes, he's trying to go out there and be the talisman, the icon,
Yeah.
the avatar for the company, and he carries that weight on his shoulders. And the issue that he has with Macklin, even though Macklin's coming for his title, the issue that he has with Macklin is almost separate from it. And I think they locked into that. I still don't know how I feel about the sit down thing. Do you see the thing that they did where like they met at the restaurant or whatever, and
Yes.
they had the drink, and then Macklin tried to push a drink in
Yeah.
his direction, and he like swatted it away and whatever. The fact that you couldn't do something like that in the ring, but the fact that it was away from the ring was a little detached, but I still think it was good, even if it wasn't. It was a good thing, even though it wasn't done well. This is where TNA thrives. They did a good thing, but you did it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So
So
you're not wrong because like when you care
I don't
about
think Santana's
Santana,
lost anything.
I
Yeah.
just don't care as Macklin as the heel. Like I don't feel like he's a true
Yeah.
credible threat. This feels like such a foregone
Mhm.
conclusion in my mind. The follow up for Santana as champion has been very lackluster for me. Like
Mhm.
they had this great story to tell of him ascending to the title. His daughter's
Mhm.
there, and then no planned follow up. The break, he loses the title, and then so far it's basically been this. It's not bad, but having to develop Macklin as a heel,
Mhm.
I just haven't cared about him in that way. That's me so far. So far. I
I
could be
didn't like the
wrong.
fact that when he first came back, so much of it was him and Tom Hannafin. And I think Tom Hannafin got to show more character in the past 3 weeks than I've seen ever out of him in any company ever.
Yes.
And he did
And he'll
like
try and
here's
fuck your face, you know? He means business.
no, but here's a guy who's like, I'm not even a wrestler. I'm just trying to be your friend. Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
are you doing? Like, there's other ways to come back. Like, you can find your way back home again and all this type of thing. And it's one thing for Santana to say it because if he swings, Santana's going to swing back. Tom Hannafin put himself in a place where, like, okay, I'm going to say what I need to say, and if he swings, I'm going down.
Yeah. You don't have a chance
So
to fight back. You
they
can't
they
fight
were
back.
yeah they were effective with the Tom Hannafin stuff. I think they just did too much of it, and then
Agreed.
I think they
Especially
knew
with
that,
him
and
not getting his ass beat like he probably should
yeah,
have and expected
yeah.
to.
But I think they realized finally that it had gone too long with basically him yelling at a commentator, even though you
Yeah.
believe that
That's
these
part of
guys.
why I didn't care because I didn't feel like Tom was threatened really. I didn't feel it just there was no point where it was like, "Oh, he's a real menace, huh? He's a real problem. He's a real issue."
Yeah.
Any of it. It just didn't feel that way to me, and I wish I could
I think
have my
if
mind
I think if
changed.
they the scene with the 2 of them, because it was Tom Hannafin went and said, like, "Hey, can we give him some time to say what he needs to say?" If he's in there and he starts, like, winding up like he's gonna, like, bow up to Hannafin, and, like, 2, 3 minutes into the promo, you have Santana not only pissed off that he got decked, but also, like, you're in TNA. I'm the champion. This is my house. This doesn't go down in my house. And he steps between him and Hannafin right there. The effective
Yeah.
stuff that Hannafin did would have been even more effective and it wouldn't have felt drawn out and you would have gotten to the main point quicker.
Yes.
So again, I know you say lull TNA. I say again, they did a good thing. They just did it bad. I disagree.
Yeah.
Like I say, I disagree with you in the sense that like Santana's lost anything. They craft stories that are
Because I don't
for
disagree. I don't think it's a bad choice. I
yeah.
just like you said, the execution was not splendid.
I mean, if you want to be really like judgmental about it, it's like, oh yeah, they had a gimmick match where somebody got fired and they found a way to bring them back right away. But they did find a way to do that. And it
And
does
they do that often, so it's
you
not
you
a
you pissed off the champion to the point where the champion wanted to beat you up so badly that he had to go to the boss and vouch for you to get back in the company. Like that is a mind fuck. That is something that should work on a guy that's as emotional and passionate as a Mike Santana. And
yeah.
then immediately he should be twice as pissed about being a pawn and take that into the fight. And like I say, all the personal deep down, like, you know, every wrestling company does it, but like the whole like, I haven't pissed you off enough yet. I'll talk about your wife or your
Yeah,
daughter or
your
your drinking
family,
or
your
whatever.
dog, your
But
sister,
like
your brother.
all that stuff that feels like cheap heat, for some reason, with Santana, because he's given so much of his real life story to the stories in TNA, he's the one they can do it with where it's not egregious.
It's not
Where
totally
where
unbelievable.
where
Yeah.
it feels legitimate and it doesn't feel grabby.
Okay.
Like, you know how, everybody wants Roman Reigns to make a joke about Larry on
Yes.
Monday Night Raw, right? And that would like, it's right there and it's obvious, but it would also be really grabby because it would be like the punchline of a really, like, shouty promo, right?
Yes. It's not
Whereas Whereas it's
As
not
definitive as it
something
feels.
it's not something sly and quiet that he can say under his breath while he's shoving a drink in the face of a guy who quit drinking for his kids and his career and all that kind of thing. And it's
Yeah.
all based on stuff that just people know about Santana because regardless what feud he's in, they have drip fed you the Santana story and
The lore, yeah.
he's given so much of his real life story. And plus people know that, he went to AEW and he fell out with his tag team partner and he's like transformed himself physically, first of
Yeah, he
all.
was always the tag team guy. It was LAX
Yeah.
and everything. It
But he
wasn't
came back.
him.
He was jacked. He was serious. He's like, it's gonna be me for me.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
new
gonna
man
show that
entirely.
I'm gonna show that I can be the face of a company and not just like hang out in a tag team. Not that there's anything wrong with tag team wrestling before
No,
somebody
but
gets
he wanted something
but he
different.
mentally, health wise, like physically, the guy became a completely new person. And that truth, that story, that like redemption arc, whatever you want to call it, exists as sort of like this umbrella that exists over whatever he does. And somebody like a Steve Macklin, who he's feuding with right now, can just see that thing that's already there and like pick away at it and scratch away at it, and it adds to the Santana thing. Where I think this is a feud that's not necessarily like the match on Friday isn't gonna like pull up trees from the ground. It's not gonna set the world on fire, but it's gonna be one more person that tried to tear him down based on all these things we already know, and he'll still be the triumphant guy. He'll still be resilient, and that resilience will take him into whatever the next feud is. And I think they've almost this is why I reacted so funny when you were saying it felt like it downplayed Santana. I think the way they've built him now, anything good or bad that happens to him pushes him up higher. And maybe that's just my perspective, but
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I see it. I just feel like maybe made him like it wasn't fully explained, but the point was like they put so much time into Macklin that it almost felt like it wasn't really entirely Santana's story anymore. So that's what I'm
which
trying to
which is
convey
fair.
about the back burner. You know, instead of the
Yeah,
champion being the focal point, it was now Macklin, and
which is
that
fair because the story of the guy that went from being unemployed to fighting for the title, it should balance it out. It should put a finger on the scale
yeah, they just did it in
it,
such rapid succession as well. Like it was just like, oh, here's
yeah,
this story. Oh, now it
but if
happened. Here this is.
you're right. Santana should be the singular focus of the story because he's the champion.
Yeah.
Steve Macklin should be shouting into our TV screens that it's not Mike Santana's story. It's my story about how I got my job back and I'm going to become the champion. It
Yes.
should be the Santana story with Steve Macklin telling you it's the Steve Macklin story.
Yes. Yes.
Does that
That's
does
what
that
I
make
was
sense?
trying to convey.
Here,
Perfect.
here,
Thank you
okay,
for explaining my
here,
tired brain.
here's the other caveat I'll give you, right? And I'll say this once again: it's a Friday show. When Rebellion comes around, if they were trying to sell this to me as the main event of Rebellion, I'd be rolling my eyes.
Yeah.
This is the kind of some people might say it's a free pass, but this is the permission I get of like it's a B show, it's a Friday show, it's a network special, it's going to be something, but
Yeah,
it
it's just
doesn't have to
see,
blow me
that's
out of
what
the
I have to
water.
get the mindset of too that I struggle with, admittedly. And I
Yeah,
always have. I have a hard time with that separation of being like, "Oh, well, this is just a SmackDown. It's not," that kind of thing when it was always,
I mean
this is
you don't necessarily have to either. If you're saying
no,
like,
but
hey,
like
I'm
it
treating this
all
like a
should
pay
be
per view, I want
entertaining,
to
yes, but
yeah. If you want to look at it from the perspective of I'm treating this like a pay per view and I want to keep the standard at that level, that's perfectly valid. I'm just saying, like from my point of view, this is what I've come to expect from getting back into TNA over the past couple of years, as I have. Like they have
yeah,
definitely punctuated the difference between a what do you call it, a TNA Plus special and a proper pay per view, which will be
yes,
Rebellion. And if we get to Rebellion and this is a fuck finish and they just do it up again at Rebellion, am I going to be harder on it at that point? Yes.
yeah, that's a different story, and I
Unless
agree
unless
that
they unless
that's
they unless they twist the story into something that's more interesting or
that's
something that
worth
we haven't thought of yet. The only other thing where I think this is going to be maybe a fuck finish and maybe somebody might get fucked over is the announcement that we got on Tuesday. That next Tuesday in Madison Square Garden,
Dun dun.
well, hopefully still TNA champion.
Right? But
Mike
the
Santana,
advertised TNA champion.
Mike Santana is in a 6-man against Dark State. Awesome. Dark State. Thumbs up for Dark State. Teaming with OTM. Wah, wah.
Yeah. I don't dislike OTM, but I'm not like
I don't dislike them. They're wrecking balls in the ring. And for the
yes.
5 or 6 minutes that they're in the ring, I can love them like smacking people. I don't care. And this is where I get wishy-washy of like, do I care about the match? Do I care about the character? Do I care about the story? Do I care about the match? Do I care about the character? I don't care about OTM. And because of that, I don't care what they do story-wise. Which is saying
Yeah.
I'm more entertained by the Americanos at this point because it's just Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. But I don't know why the Americanos would team with
Yeah,
Mike
and I'm the opposite there. Like, unless it's AAA, I don't want to see them on the TV at all. And even that is like wearing thin. I don't mind them in AAA because of how they're booked as the heroes there, and it makes sense. And the Rey de Reyes sword being stolen, and oh my god, and, you know, it's fun. But everywhere else, it's ass backwards and it's tedious. So, and it's not because it's a mask gimmick. It's because of the imposter nature of what they created
Jake,
here.
my good buddy Jake. I don't know how to break this to you. Terrible news, horrible news.
Uh-oh.
There's 4 Americanos now. I have it on good authority. I would never say this. That's what they tell me. Only one of the Americanos is actually Americano.
Oh God. Don't anybody else know that.
Unfortunate.
That's huge.
Me and my friend JBL gonna kick them over the border like Eddie. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
And make them pay for it.
This joke is dying on its ass. Anyways, my reason for bringing that up, because we know Mike Santana is going to be joining OTM versus Dark State.
Hey.
Just because they've been in TNA before, do we get a random Dark State attack either during or post match to send the show off in a, oh my God, what's going to happen next sort of?
I would love it, but I don't see it happening because of 2 things. 1, it feels like they've pulled back on Dark State doing that. And 2, with it being a Friday show, I don't think they think enough people are watching to warrant paying NXT talent to show up. Could be wrong, but it just feels that way at times. Unless it's like something, because they're already advertising the MSG show. I would love it. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, but hopefully I'm wrong.
My friend, they don't even have to spend any extra money. Just hop in the limo with Ariana Grace and Stax.
Exactly. Put them in the trunk. They'll be fine.
Stax is in TNA and Tony D's going to run NXT.
We'll really stack them up. In the trunk.
Both sides of the border. It's fine.
Hey. And we could over the border too. You know, everybody loves some good old fashioned yeehaw.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It's huge.
Tired here. I want to reiterate brand new contest thing. If you're still listening or if you're in the chat right now, get down in the comment section. Put your predictions for these matches. Mara Sade versus Elena Black, Elijah and the Hometown Man versus Frankie Kazarian and AJ Francis, Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz versus Trey Miguel and Jada Stone, Moose versus Eddie Edwards, Ariana Grace versus Lei Ying Lee versus Danny Luna, Leon Slater versus Eric Young, Mike Santana versus Steve Macklin. Predictions for those 7 matches only, and one random prediction. What do you think is going to happen? Is John Cena going to come out of retirement and bitch slap Stacks?
Hey.
Is it going to rain? Is there going to be a power outage in, where are they? West Wego, Louisiana.
Right? What a place to be.
Yeah! Predict those 7 matches. Give me one other random non-match related prediction that you think is going to happen. And if anybody gets them all right, yeah, you'll get a shout out from me at some point because my broke ass can't afford prizes just yet.
Hey,
Hope you guys feel
I'll
like
double it down
expanding.
and shout you out as well. The prediction
Oh.
paradigm extravaganza needs a better name, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Don't miss it. Make sure you go ahead and contribute.
It's a cheesy name. Now we're gonna get twice as hyped.
Hey.
But yes, for the people listening in the chat right now, make sure you put the predictions in the actual comment section. For people listening after the fact, obviously the comment section is going to be the only thing there for you. Anyway, Jake's going to put his predictions down there. I'm going to go bug Guapo. I'm trying to get him to watch NXT. Can I get him to watch TNA as well? Maybe, maybe not. We will
Give
see.
me a TNA.
I would never say that. That's what they tell me. You know what else they tell me? My buddy Jake is doing some stuff on his channel. Jake, tell them what they're doing, my friend.
Yes, indeed. You can go ahead and find me youtube.com/Jake DeMarco. Over there, we're doing all the wrestling reviews. We've got Into Summer Weekly that'll lead into this show tonight. We're covering all the latest on WrestleMania and Stand and Deliver, oi, 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 as well as so much more. We'll be live this Friday for the SmackDown review. We've got a bunch of content coming up, including 2K26, WWE's latest game over the weekend, as well as the Raw review and the predictions and go home for Stand and Deliver. Oi, oi, oi. Don't miss it. Find me on Twitter at CountdownEnded as well.
Reminder on Friday as well, starting at 6 p.m. Toronto time, we will be doing the TNA Sacrifice pay-per-view day hangout. It will run from 6 till midnight. Come on in, say hello, start a conversation, put a prediction in there, put a reaction in there, get the conversation going. Check out our friends over at the Wrestling for Life Network, who are going to be doing the best live watch-alongs in the business. So keep all your tabs open. And because I can't remember what else I need to plug, I'm going to say I've been Spaz. He's been Jake. I'm very tired. This is your sacrifice preview. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, we are tagging out. Bye, guys.
And all that oil and jizz you cover yourself in dries up.